actually clean grates too. I flipped the egg and then it landed over there. Oh. I waited so long.
Higher score here than White does.
Played knight d4, which I've seen him play before, and is first attacking the knight. White has won 1%.
I'm so matwa. I'm probably like, what's my plan? Finish YouTube video, upload. Are you noticing me? Actually, let me play my song that I really liked recently. Lightning, I hope the lightning. You don't really say it. Where's my vitamins? Hello? Oh, what a pain. Okay. Come on, get out quicker. I have a feeling it won't. You, falling for you.
First here, you just take a bunch of STEM classes, but then at a certain point, everyone has a come to Jesus moment where they have to decide between buckling down to explain to everyone for the last 30 years that these are not chimneys. You will be unsuccessful.
The important document here. Maybe I should like do it with my face. Maybe we'll get my reaction or something. Damn, this is not gonna fit me, by the way. Actually, it will. They're nice though. Really. I should have got like a size up. Yeah. Okay, good luck. Nah. No way. No way. No way. Yeah. Yeah, I can do it. I don't want to do push day. I'm scared of my knee. I'm not gonna do this. What the fuck? My hair is messy. I always lose. Absolutely not beautiful. I don't know what's going on. They can figure it out. Good deal. They're gonna marinate this for maybe like, I don't know, 10 minutes. Anime? He's on like dub?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, well, dub is trash. Don't ever wash it down.
Because I didn't get so many, like, can't really do this all. There's too much of it.
I know, like a daytime thing, because people are old now.
Yeah, but isn't that kind of late?
Oh, okay, earlier, I don't know. What do you think? Like 2?
Yeah.
Cool. 2 p.m. We'll make
I
it a
mean,
thing.
people won't show up until the morning.
Damn.
We'll
I gotta
do,
take a
like,
picture of this. Damn, I didn't know I was that good.
Take a picture of it?
No, get it. You want it. Sun, yes. So I'm making nothing fancy. I'm literally just making chicken and rice. Wing 4 was so fine, and I just had to like ruin it, bro. I had to ruin it.
My God.
Until this season, where there are throws. Every single point the Hornets scored until
Oh, why is it damaged? Oh, it's bent. It's too this way. It needs to be in the middle. No, this is right, so this is the front.
Hey, look, YouTube. Hey, shout out Chris. He's a good guy. That's why you gotta go.
Like different. So I think I feel like the most smart thing to do is like one strap, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I might know what it is.
Do you miss the end?
Yeah. Why is this guy giggling, bro?
That boy's he's a changed man. Like I was here like maybe.
What do you mean?
What?
Can you put it in the trash and put that one out?
Alright, I said food wise, bro. I ain't doing no chores. This man's gonna make me do some chores.
He's gonna go up and do it, right?
Nah, you don't need that.
What do you mean? They got the recycling.
Can I have one of these?
Too much food, guys.
First person view.
Can you mix it?
It's overfilling. Yeah. First person. Last time he spilt everywhere, so we'll see if he does that this time.
That's okay. It's so thin. I didn't steam the milk long enough. It's hot, bro. I could devour anything.
Low-key, traffic is down.
I'm recording the Gen expert himself. Ask for Ryan. Get to work, boy. Get to work.
That's a mess.
I know, you need to clean that shit.